Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the good old-fashioned Outlaw Rogue, and I ended up having a viewer, or not a, somebody commented, and I was like, oh yeah bro, you need to switch builds, and you need to use your between the eyes like off CD pretty much, because you get like procs or something. I'm not like 100% sure, but I ended up trying it, and obviously I'm on my alt Rogue, so at this point I don't have two set, and I basically have no gear. I'm in basically full greens, and I think I have an axe. So overall, I played some arena. The damage is pretty good. Now, obviously, without having gear and stuff, it's definitely difficult. You definitely miss out on a lot of damage when you don't have your two set. But overall, it was definitely it was pretty good. I think this is a 6-0 lobby, and it's mainly just you kinning the healer and gouging the healer, and that's pretty much it. And then you're just gonna because usually you have Shadow Dance up frequently, so you're just able to kinny the healer and then cheap shot the main target or the both the side targets. But pretty much you're just full throttling the entire game. You're just trying to get your burst as fast as possible. Imagine if your Shadow Dance came back as fast as it does in Outlaw. Your adrenaline comes up like super fast. Imagine if it did that on a sub. A sub rogue, if he's like 2 decades between, you could spend like 45 combo points and you wouldn't even get a shadow dance from that. Not even one. The only reason you get fast shadow dances is because of CDR, and that's like a minute. After a minute, you have nothing. Because usually you're using vanish in the first 30 seconds because you die in a global. But yeah, I need to also click feint like off CD. Pretty much, you only want to have like one feint like at a time. Otherwise, you just want to click it because it's basically like a mini wall. It's really good. So here I blind the healer. He trinkets. I'm pretty sure. Yep, he trinkets the blind, which is nice. As you can see, I'm kind of pumping. You can't even see my damage yet. I think I end up swapping it after this round. I will say I didn't do as much damage as the other people, but I had more CC and I had more like a bunch of other stuff. So in arena, I would say it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely enjoy it in arena. I think I'm like 12 and 2 or something. It's not bad. I still have to try it out with two set, and I also gotta get my crafted gear. I gotta get all that stuff down still. Same thing for my other ults. It kind of sucks that you have to do so much just to get crafted gear. It's like, if for some reason I just don't get, I get two tokens and then you have to just farm like, unless you're doing a decent amount of PvP, you're getting none of the flight stones that you need. It's just, and you can't send any of the alts because I have like 1500 on my main rogue, but on all my other characters I have like zero. So it's like, oh, it's so annoying. So I don't really, and solo shuffle, I don't know. I mean, arena is really bad right now. Like, they gotta fix it to where it's not damn. Like, just make everybody just feel OP, honestly. I would rather that and then games be like a minute or a minute and a half. If you don't, if it shouldn't just be, oh, I use my burst, he clicks one CD, and then the game goes until 60% damn before I can kill anything. If somebody, they gotta play good. You gotta use more than one CD. If I just use evasion and he's full sending it, or for example, they just shouldn't have. They should be able to use one more than CD, and like if they use one CD, they should die still. Like if you're throwing every ability, as you can see, I did basically no damage, but I had 45k is still a decent amount. But as you can see, the red's doing 75k, the other guy's doing everyone else is doing a pretty decent amount. So I think if I had full gear, I'd be doing pretty decent damage, and I have pretty good CC because I'm getting those kidneys. You had the Shadow Dance up, you had the blind, the short blinds, you had the vanish stuns and all that. But overall, I think Outlaw's pretty fun. It's definitely good. I gotta try it out with full gear before I have like a, how I really feels, but it feels pretty decent. I can already tell. So I end up blinding off the sap here. At this point I can kidney, so I kidney his trinket. Boom, that's basically what you want to do. Sap. Now you could vanish or like shadow dance sap again and then blind, but I would rather just focus on damage. As you can see, my damage is already lacking because, that's just how it is. I'm not sure if I'm playing this 100% correctly. There may be something I can do. Maybe like between the eyes a little bit more possibly. But otherwise, it's looking pretty good. As you can see, I'm kind of catching up in damage, and it do be like that. So it kind of sucks though, because Blade Fury and Solo Shovel is like the carry. Like my damage is basically all, and Solo Shovel is based around my Blade Fury. Like if I didn't have Blade Fury, I would be doing like 30k DPS because it's like because these guys are all doing like 80 to 100k consistently, and then I'm sitting over here doing like 40k to maybe like 60k on burst. It definitely feels, you have CC, so that's nice, but it definitely doesn't feel as strong as like a DK. Like, it doesn't feel strong as the current melee. That's why I would put it at A tier. But like twos wise, I think it's really good. Like in general, like it's not bad. It's definitely the best rogue spec right now. But I think I had to see when I have gear. Maybe when I have like max everything, it's gonna be a lot better, and I'll be hitting that 70 to 100k DPS. I don't really know yet. To be honest, I haven't really faced any outlaw rogues. I faced like one at like 1400, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The only things I've been facing, literally Rested Druid 90% of the game. It's either Rested Druid or it's Mistweaver. Usually Rested Druid and twos like 95% of the time. And then you have like the random Mistweaver, and then you have the random just like one or two Disc Priest or an H-Pel. And that's it. And then for DPS, you have DH, you have the occasional DK, and then you have Warrior. Pretty much like a Wrath. So it is kind of infuriating that, the meta's like this. I hate it. I cannot stand arena when it's like this. And, it's so boring when I'm having to sit till 60% dampening to win a game when we're at 1600. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, unless you're playing like Rogue Mage, it feels like, and double DPS is kind of just really bad. Like, it feels really bad, and the people that just, like, if they just use on your CDs, you pretty much automatically lose. Like it's really hard to win as Rogue Mage versus good players because they're just everybody plays Resolute and there's so many different CDs that can just counter you and end up just if this guy clicks one Trent, he can heal. He can literally it's like another healer healing his teammate. So it's like there's a situations where I wish it was different, but it is what it is. I don't really plan on pushing twos, so I don't really care. Obviously, I might try to push to get Cat's 2100, but otherwise, I don't really. I mean, I've already got my 2100. I don't really care for it. Um, I don't know about solo. So on this row, my solo is actually bugged. So, I'm not getting any MMR benefits. We actually end up taking him out. Never mind. He actually ends up swapping. So, even though I've been going 6-0s and 5-1s, I don't gain anymore. I actually end up DR kindling him, and that literally 1 second made him not be able to get the global off, and he ended up dying in between that global. I bet guarantee was mad, because that DR kidney ended up winning us the game. But yeah, I mean it do be like that. I don't know if I plan on pushing solo for a minute. I just not only are the queues is super long, but it's like you have to. It literally comes down to if you don't have precog as a caster, you cannot queue. I tried queuing on my Frost Mage. I ended up going like 4-2 the first time and then 3-3 the second time versus DH, DK, and a BM, and it felt really bad. It's super hard. I mean, I kind of feel I played a caster, so I feel how it is to play a caster in a Metacleave in solo shuffle specifically. In arena-wise, it's different because you get to choose who you get to play with, but in solo shuffle, it's just absolutely horrendous. It's just melee's just control solo shuffle to the dim. No caster has ever just I feel like they just have such a hard time unless you have a caster cleave. You just don't stand a chance. Like a good melee cleave will sit on you and literally just one-shot you the entire game. And they'll just kick you twice. They'll millisecond CC you twice. They'll stun you 3 times. They'll knock you back, and then they'll either have like a cyclone or something like that. So by the time you finally can cast, either your burst is done, or at this point you're literally getting CC'd until they swap to you again, or you're just dead. So it's definitely frustrating playing a caster in this type of meta when they're so strong. Now, if I was playing like caster cleave, like let's say I'm playing on my mage and I'm playing a caster threes, it's probably different because you're playing with another caster. But when you're playing with when you're playing with a double melee and you don't have another caster that's helping you, it does feel insanely difficult. But it is what it is. I actually end up DR cheaping him, which was questionable. A lot of times I don't even pay attention for these DRs. I just I haven't calculated in my head a lot of these times, but I end up I feel like I'm so lazy that I don't even bother looking at it because it just doesn't really matter if I get it or not. Because at this point we're playing a melee cleave. He's a DH and I'm an outlaw, So the only CC that really matters ever is the H-Bell. So that's pretty much how that goes. We end up actually just training the H-Bell. At this point, he has no bubble, no bop. He does have lay on hands, but I guess he just doesn't end up using. I'm literally just trying to kill him. He stacks here, and at this point, my DH might take him out. This guy still somehow survived. I vanished. Let's see. So I vanished to get the extra cheap shot here. Boom, and now he should die. GG's. Anytime now. Okay, you can die. And he runs into my DH's purple curing ability. GG's. So again, Outlaw does feel pretty good. It feels pretty nice. I'll have to keep playing on it. I'm like 1800. I only have like 8 losses and I'm like 24 wins, so it's pretty good win-loss ratio. And, you know, the one complaint that I have is, um, I just think the one complaint about Outlaw is, you know, it kind of like, it makes me feel like a sub-bro, but then at the same time, you know, if they just click one CD on your burst, you're pretty much, you literally just feel like off your burst, you're pretty much just doing a little bit of damage. Like you're not scary or anything like that, which I guess is fine. But like when, like the difference between a DH and like a DK, it feels like non-stop they're doing 60 to 80k DPS. So it's like it just comes down to a class being better, and I hate it, but um, you know, we get around it regardless. I'll end up getting gear on this guy. You know, I already got his vault ready. You know, I've already got my disc priest. Or I'm actually gonna turn my priest into a shadow priest, but I'm probably just gonna keep capping until Unlimited Conquest comes out, and then I'll end up switching the gear over. But you know, let me know what you guys want me to play. I still got my paladin, my priest, my DH, my evoker. I have a few other classes I gotta get 2400 yet before I might push them glad. I think I might have more fun doing that. I don't think I'll push for rank 1 for a very long. I don't even think I'll push rank 1 on Exfic, like my main rogue, for a very long time. I just don't. Yeah, I mean it's already bad enough. I feel like I'm too of a like at least threes. It's possible because I get to choose my comp and I get to I get to get in queues. Like yeah, it might be difficult to get a group and people, but like once you start queuing enough, and if you already have XP, I actually end up almost dying here. I instantaneously, I don't know how I survived like a god. Cheat death into my racial, end up at 1 HP, instantaneously outplaying everybody, and I end up, winning this round because of it, because I'm the best rogue in back-to-back AWC champion. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you would like to support the channel, go down below, join the community Discord, go ahead and send me some moolah. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Peace, peace.